There's no such thing as relapse in PMO use. You've been taught by the nofap space that addiction exists. Addiction is something from the outside, from your brain, from your dopamine circuits that compel you to use PMO, to use porn, right? And when you fail, i.e. you cave to those dopamine cravings, it's called a relapse, right? You've made a mistake. You didn't have enough willpower. This is completely false. Here's what's actually going on. When you use PMO, it's because you want to. You see value in it. You see reason in it. If you saw no reason in it, you wouldn't do it. If you believe you're addicted, you become addicted. Those 2 points are so key. You see really good value in PMO and you believe you're addicted. You can never relapse because there's no disease to relapse from. You're just doing what you want to do. It doesn't take effort. When I look at, like, you think about people who train really hard, right? Like boxers or whatever, or athletes. Do you think that they just have willpower and they're just gritting their way through every second of it? Or do you think that they have good reason as to why they're doing what they're doing? They have a strong why. They see reason. They see benefit in training. Yeah? They get pleasure out of it. They see meaning in it. They see reason in it. They see that what they're doing is good for them, is making them feel good. It's not like they're gritting their teeth the whole way. Do you think that people who stop using PMO are gritting their teeth the whole way? Or, like, even at all? You can't relapse because there's nothing to relapse. You're winning all the time. No matter what you're doing, you're winning. Whether it be that you're using PMO every day because you see loads of reason in doing it, you're winning at that. If you use PMO once a week, you're winning at that. There's no willpower. You're just seeing reasons in things and then acting in accordance with those reasons. Now, those reasons might be dysfunctional. They might be false. And that means you have to examine them. But good luck examining them if you believe you're addicted and you believe you're compelled. If you believe you're compelled, if you believe you're addicted, you will be. There's this video on YouTube about this hypnotist who hypnotizes these really strong guy, right? He hypnotizes him and says, you are weak and you can't lift up this chair. This chair weighs about 5 kilos or less. And this big guy tries to lift it up and he can't lift it. And then he gets a group of people, hypnotizes all of them, and they all try to lift the chair and they can't do it, even all together. It's a 5 kilo chair you can lift up with one hand. The belief is so powerful and it's such a head fuck when you realise this. When you've been tricked into thinking you're powerless. You're not powerless, you're just doing what you want to do. And you might think, oh, but it's shameful. Like, forget the shame. You want to do it, right? Just because there are negative consequences doesn't mean you're compelled against your will. You might be thinking, oh, but it's making my dick not work. It's fucking up my life. It's shameful. Yeah, but you still want to do it despite that. That's what's happening. You're not compelled to do it. You just want to do it. You see the price and you're willing to pay it. People pay enormous prices for, like, luxury hotels. People pay enormous prices for cars that they can't afford because they see so much value in the car that they are willing to pay the price. You're just willing to pay the price. And all it means is once you stop seeing yourself as addicted, you're like, right. You stop seeing yourself addicted and the temperature goes down. You feel less panicked. You feel less anxious. The temperature goes down and you're like, right, okay. What do I actually want to do? Thinking, like, for real, like, what value am I getting out of PMO? Is it real? And you just slowly come to the conclusion, like, it actually doesn't really do that much for you. Like, it's a little tickle, that's really it. All of the other stuff that you stack on top of it, it relieves boredom, it relieves stress, isn't really true. And you start to think there's a lot more value in not PMOing. This could be the difference between, like, oh, as I said in the previous video, I want to study physics at university or I want to study engineering. Just because you chose engineering doesn't mean you weren't compelled to do so. You saw adequate reason in it. You saw less benefit in choosing physics or whatever, and so you chose engineering. Does that mean that all people choose engineering? No, a shit ton of people choose physics, chemistry, English, whatever at university. They have their own reasons. You have your own reasons for using PMO. When you stop seeing yourself as addicted, those reasons start to come into the forefront. The concept of addiction, right? When you view yourself as addicted, you cannot analyze your own beliefs, because you don't believe your beliefs are driving you. You believe you're being compelled irrationally beyond your will. If you're being compelled irrationally beyond your will, and you're in this panicked state, you can't clearly, calmly analyze, why am I doing this? You can't. You've got to stop viewing yourself as addicted, and then you lower the temperature. You can feel the temperature go down in your head mentally. You feel the temperature go down, and then you're like, why am I doing this? Could I be happier not doing it? And then you start not doing it, and it just builds on itself, and it becomes more and more effortless. It doesn't become more and more effortless because you're breaking down the dopamine slides. You're just finding a new script, new reason for you to run off, for you to make your decisions as a result of. And you realize that those reasons actually lead to a happier outcome, and then it reinforces itself. We choose what we want to do based on reason. I can reason right now what I want to do. Like, I can do anything. I can do this. What even was that? I chose to do that. Was I compelled to do it? I can do anything. I'm in like full control. Look, I can do fucking anything. Literally. I'm not compelled. I'm just stood here making this fucking video. Like, I have full control, but somehow with PMO I'm not in control. Like, it's not true. It was never true. It was never true. I had my reasons. The only thing is, I believed I was an addict, and that meant that I gave up my control. Once you believe you're an addict, you interpret every relapse as evidence of your loss of control, when really it's evidence that you just like that thing. And you can question, okay, why do I like it? You might be like, oh, maybe there isn't much value in it. Maybe there's a lot of value in not. And then that changes your mind, and you become free. Read the Freedom Model, link in the description. It's banging. Read that shit.